This episode of Reppin' the State Line podcast with John, George, and Josh is sponsored by The Mortgage Dad. Working with George's team gives you access to an unmatched menu of mortgage programs and over 100 years of combined mortgage experience. Skip the stress, love your mortgage experience, and get home with George. Visit www.homewithgeorge.com. NMLS ID 443967.
We're back.
All right, everybody, welcome back to Reppin' the State Line podcast with John, George, and Josh.
We're missing one today.
Wait, you're not Josh.
Nope.
This is our special guest, though. Josh could not make it, which is actually pretty amazing because not since season 1
have we missed
having the three of us together until today. So
this is the first episode, since season 1, where we've missed one of our three. What do we call each other? Caballeros? Is that how it goes?
I don't know if that's the right term.
I
don't know if that's the right term. I'm sure there's a lot of people laughing at you right now. I would just say cohorts, or we could just say friends or amigos, but I don't know about that word. But we do have a special guest today, Rydell, the owner of RyCom Creative.
Welcome, Ryan.
Local business owner, and he's so much more
than
just that. It's so much more than just doing the local stuff around here. Ryan does Stateline Baseball.
Stateline Baseball runs it and is hella effective at it and amazing. He's a philanthropist.
Donates
a lot.
One of the biggest things is the pink ribbon, and Real Men Wear Pink is one of your biggest causes that you work with.
That's October, right?
Yep.
Month of October.
And we'll have you back in October to talk about and promote that. And then also, you're just a huge baseball guy, huge fan, and you're a big sponsor of our little minor league team just across the border in Beloit, the Beloit Skycar. So, Ryan, welcome.
Thank you. I do love baseball.
He loves baseball. And we're going to a game tonight, so it's going to be fun times.
Yep. We'll definitely edit in some kind of images or footage from the game tonight. Definitely want to show, you know what, now that I think about it, rather than saying we'll edit it, we're going to drop right here a group of photos from the game that we were at tonight, really showcasing, you're the drink sponsor, so we'll definitely have a picture of that.
RyCom is the official sponsor of A Good Time.
Official sponsor of A Good Time, and we'll show some photos at the ballpark, and if you haven't been to ABC Supply,
oh, stadium's amazing. I was there for a couple games last year for their season. And what was the drink you sponsored last year?
So the drink that inspired me to sponsor the beverages was the frozen old fashioned.
Oh,
yeah,
and it was a dangerous drink.
It's very insane.
It's very tasty and very strong for a ballpark drink. It's a very strong drink.
They did not have a beverage sponsor before, and I love that drink so much. It was unique, and it made people think outside of the box. And I thought, what's more on brand for RyCom than something that's unique, gets people thinking creatively, and also has alcohol in it.
Win, 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 win.
absolutely.
Yeah. So, Ryan, a lot of times when we do these, it's a conversation. So, how long? Well,
no, before we do that, we have to recap our weekend.
Oh, we have to do our weekend.
That's
We know what our weekend was. Josh was at a baseball tournament.
Well,
I was at a winery. And you were getting what? Yelled at? I don't know.
No.
You were off somewhere with your daughters because that's what you do on the weekend.
You don't have to be doing something crazy, man. It was
What was this weekend? Oh, it was Memorial Day. We were in Nashville. I was in Nash Vegas this weekend.
Right. So tell us all about your Nash. So what did you do this weekend, George?
I went to Nash Vegas. Not only was, for all of you that don't follow my language, Nashville, Tennessee. I flew in a couple days early. That's Nashville is the home of where Churchill Mortgage Corporation is based. So went to Brentwood, got to see that a little bit, and I spent the weekend there with my best friend. So here's something that we did that I've never heard of till we went down there. There's an app that is mega popular down there. And I even looked at it, and there's actually some homes here in our area, in our state line area, 4 to be exact. It's called Swimply. I don't know, have you heard of Swimply? Swimply is an app where you go and you basically Airbnb your pool at your house, your private pool. And you can rent a private pool by the hour.
We're like thinking right now, like, wait a second, we do a pool party at somebody else's house?
That's exactly what it is.
So people are now making money off of what I used to do when I was a 12-year-old kid hopping pools in my neighborhood.
Yes, people are making money off of it, and it is. So we rented for Saturday because it was beautiful weather, perfect sunny, for 4 hours. It was like $110 an hour. We got the pool. It had the whole patio set up, the TV, the couches, fridge, the grill. The only thing that's not allowed is alcohol. No alcohol allowed, but you can swim, you can eat, you can do whatever. It was quite amazing. Well, and to be honest, I don't know if the alcohol rule is a Swimply thing or if it was that specific property we got. That I'm not sure, but I never heard of this, and apparently it's a big deal down there. So you just rent your pool. I think it's a neat idea. And there's a couple houses up here, and one in Belvedere that's got that. If you Google it, it's pretty neat.
Yeah.
So yeah, we did that one day. We also did a nice.
Okay, taking notes.
We also did a really cool botanical gardens down there. Much different than like the much different than our Japanese gardens here. A little nicer, bigger for sure. It had an old mansion, and I believe it had something to do with some chocolate, some famous chocolate that where it all originated.
But did you go to Tootsie's?
I did not. We didn't do downtown Nashville at all. See, when we go down there, my best friend lives there, and he lives in the suburbs or the nations, and we basically do the non-tourist Nashville, and it's fun.
Okay.
It's a good time. So that was my weekend. What did you do?
Well,
winery, I know.
Yeah, we went to a winery. We didn't go to just any winery, right? Bailey's run up in New Claris. They just did a huge expansion over the winter. They have now Whiskey's Run, full distillery as well. So they got wine and distilled spirits. And they had a band, and the place was packed, and the food is amazing. And that's where we spent our Saturday. Sunday was graduation parties. We all know class of 2023, Hononegah and Harlem in our area both had graduations over Memorial Day weekend. So I was hitting graduation parties on Sunday, and then Monday just kind of hung out on the deck and cooked out. My kid decided to get like a big skirt steak and make homemade, like make the lime and malt like tacos out of it.
What's the name of this restaurant?
His restaurant is Spoons.
Spoons.
My son Andrew, we always joke, but he cooks at Spoons because that's the name of his restaurant. But he made homemade tortilla chips, salsa, made the tacos, did the whole thing on Monday. Just amazing food. Plus, then my other son, his girlfriend's family sent him home with tamales for me. So it was like a full Mexican meal for Monday dinner on our deck, and I was a very happy camper and drank a lot of margaritas. We went through like me and Venice drank a full bottle of tequila on Monday. So it was a fun day. How about yourself, Ryan? What did you do over the weekend?
So finally got my boat launched, which was nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, got that put into the new slip up at the lake. Then
what lake are you on?
Lake Kashkan.
It is gorgeous up there.
And there's exactly where that is.
Yeah.
There's like a beach bar up there.
There's a few little beaches up there. Some of them private by some camps that are in the area. And they do have this one that's public. I haven't stopped by that one yet, but there's a few bars up there. The lake is huge. I get to really, let go of the engine a little bit.
Cool.
Yeah. So we got that launched. Then Friday, my daughter is graduated Hononegah, and I spent all night with her before her graduation on Saturday. And then for the rest of the weekend, I just kind of hopped parties and, ate a bunch of good food, had a bunch of good drinks, sat around the pool, and clearly got a tan. Yeah. So
like, George, you need to spend more time outside because I'm even dark and I'm never doing anything. But like you said, I was saying earlier, you drive a convertible, so you're always in the sun. I'm driving with my sunroof open all the time, windows down right now because it's not too hot. And I'm just noticing, like, I'm getting darker and darker. Like, I can take off my glasses and just see my nose and my forehead now.
It's getting so bad right now, man. If I know the sun's going to be out and I'm driving the convertible that day, I literally put sunscreen on my face.
I know,
because,
I gotta start carrying that.
Yeah.
Because I'm just getting darker and darker. And I've had golf league for the last few weeks now. That was sad, though. We didn't have golf league on Monday, but I will say, though, I'm proud to report, Josh, you'll be proud. I know you're first in your flight, but Andrew and I, our first year doing this, we are tied for 11th place.
I was going to say last place.
No, there's actually
12 groups.
12 groups.
No, there's 3 of us tied in 11th place. Then we have a 12th place, and then there's 2 tied for 13, and then a couple more, and it goes to 18 in our group. So
there you go.
So,
Which reminds me, I did do some golfing this weekend.
I did not.
So I'm having a lot of fun with it. My handicap improved week over week because they're doing a handicap system.
Yeah.
So my son
had
did
a
have the
lot.
lowest handicap in the league at 36.
I had my friend has the best.
But you got to start somewhere, right, Ryan?
Yeah.
Golf is one of the few sports where you do not have to be good at it to enjoy it.
No, and I actually won my pairing because of my handicap.
Yeah.
I beat the guy we were playing by 1 point.
My buddy that we were in Nashville, he has one of the best bourbon collections. I had a lot of bourbon over the weekend. I think all 4 nights that we were there, we ended the night by sipping bourbon on. So in there it's like beautiful all year round almost. And so he has the kitchen, right off the kitchen there's a kind of like a back porch 3-season where it's outdoors. You can have cigars, you can do whatever. It's outdoors, but it's screened in and no bugs. It's beautiful. He's got a little fan that if it's too hot. And we just sat out there every night having bourbons, but he's got Blanton's and Toasted Barrel and everything under the sun I was trying, and it was Eagle River, and
Yeah, that's
it was awesome. I had a blast weekend, so that's great. So now back to where you were at.
All right, so conversation, like it's a conversation, but you do marketing, but you do so much more than that. 1, how long you been doing this? And 2, why? Why did you go into this? I always ask people why they go into what they do.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like between 2 ferns right now with the decor. 'Cause we're in the RyCom office right now, so this is like funny.
Let's hear it, Ryan.
Let's hear it.
So I woke up one day and started this, went full-time into marketing 2011, January 2011. And at that point in my life, there was a big transition. If you want to know the full story with all the super intimate details, go to the website, rycomcreative.com. There's a story on there, it'll tell you the whole thing. But essentially, big changes happening in my life, and I had to make a decision, and I decided to invest in myself and in my family, and what I felt was a skill I could monetize easily, which was graphic design and small business marketing. Thankfully, after a year and a half, 2 years, sticking to it and doing good work for clients, it's started to blow up, and it turned into this.
This red wall.
This red wall.
Yeah.
This fake fern.
Your fern in between
Yeah.
2 ferns.
Yeah. It's funny because when I started with just doing graphic design and digital marketing through a coupon website, having small businesses offer discounts to people. And then obviously the graphic design side of things, redesigning logos and flyers and business cards and things of that nature. And clients would come to me and say, hey, can you do this? Or what about this? Or I have this need, can you fill that for me? And I learned very early the power of saying yes. So I just continued to develop my skill and found my niche, and I'm lucky that it worked out.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what would be your biggest advice for somebody that's looking to get started in business for themselves, then, being someone who's done it, you're doing it over a decade now, 12 years.
Yeah.
So what would you give that kid that's thinking the same thing? I want to invest in myself. I don't know.
Is there anything you'd go back and say, I would have done this different, or what are kind of those early lessons?
Well, yeah, because I know
Yes.
that with my first business
Yeah,
I had, I would totally, if I was starting that business today, I would have done it totally different.
100%. The first thing I would say is start sooner and fail often, because failure is your biggest lesson. It's like, what didn't work? Why didn't it work? and then it teaches you, it builds you a memory of like, I don't want that to happen again, and I'm not going to make that same mistake again. Who to trust and who not to, right? But I also say the term failure kind of sucks, because I don't think you fail until you actually quit. And I would absolutely start sooner, and I would tell people to never give up on the dream. If you want to be self-reliant, if you know that this product or service can work and you actually believe in it, never give up. Maybe you can't commit full time to it because it's just not paying the bills yet, but never actually put it on the shelf and let it die, because the moment you give up, that's when you fail. It will work at some point if you absolutely learn from those little mistakes and you just keep driving along the way. But 100%, if I go back and tell it to my younger self, I would have said start sooner. Yeah, I was 29 when I started my business, and I wish that I was just out of high school, 20, 22 years old, starting this business. Imagine how much further I would be if I had an extra 10 years to develop this thing.
Yeah, a lot could be said about that for everything. Invest sooner, focus on retirement sooner.
Right.
Everything. The longer you let things marinate and really work on it, the better it could be. 100%.
Yeah.
So besides your business, you also are very active with Stateline Baseball, and like it's an entire league.
How many kids play?
And how'd you get started in that?
Yeah.
So throughout the entire year, because we have in a prime year, we've got 4 programs. We got our competitive program, Stateline Thunder. We've got our summer program, which is what we're in the middle of right now. And we've got our fall season, which we take about a month break or so, a month or 2 break, and then we hit a fall season. Then after fall, we try to do a winter training of some sort. So if we're able to complete all those programs, and I say if, because COVID hit and it changed the way the world worked, and what types of facilities will take certain types of people, so we're not always able to make that happen. But we service right around 1,000 to 1,200 individuals throughout the year with our different programming. Currently in our summer program, we've got around 600 kids in the program right now, and our fall program will probably be close to about 400 or so there. And then at one point, our winter training, we had about 100 or so that run through the winter training, and then we've had up to the most competitive teams we had at one time was 7 competitive teams at one point. So it's a lot of kids, man. It's a lot of families. But the cool thing is that we are a true community-based program, and with baseball, there's a lot of those types of programs that are dwindling and losing kids, while we're actually gaining and growing kids. When I started working and coaching in this league about 12 or so years ago, we only had about 320 kids in the entire program. And obviously, it's doubled in size over the years.
So when you say community-based, though, what's the difference between that and, like, my kid played hockey, so I really don't know, but I'm kind of thinking similar. Like, we had a hockey club in Janesville or in Rockford, and you kind of went there and that's what it was, but then there was like the big travel leagues that we had to go to like Chicago suburbs for, you had to go downstate to do.
Yep.
Is that the same with baseball?
Yeah, so...
Because our baseball expert's not here today.
Yeah, and I wish he was, because we have a lot in common, because he coaches. He's with the RBA, does a good job there. I like those guys in that program.
He was coaching Boylan High School this season.
Right. So me and Josh talk baseball all the time. About 20 or so years ago, there was this slow uptick of these travel teams, these competitive teams. And that has slowly dwindled away a lot of kids from their community pay-to-play leagues. Like back when I grew up, many moons ago, out in Boone County, we were a self-sustained internal league. It was Capron and Poplar Grove. It was northern Boone County. Everybody that went to North Boone, if you played youth baseball, you played in that program, and you all played each other. You're playing your friends, your neighbors, and your classmates. And if there was enough kids in that community to sustain that singular league, and you played in your community's baseball diamonds with people you know and love and trust.
So you're going to the local park then, rather than going like all over the place like
correct.
You do now.
That's what baseball. That was the backbone of baseball. Long time ago, about 20 years or so ago, that started to get replaced by some of these travel teams that would pop up and say, we think we just want to play higher, better competition. We want to drive to another field, and we want to play in these tournaments on the weekends. and these teams popped up, and I consider it a pandemic. I think it's a problem for baseball as a whole, and you're not going to find many professional baseball players or coaches that actually think it's very good in terms of what it's done to families financially, opportunity for kids to learn sports at a high level, what it's done obviously to community programs in our area. It's completely dwindled away, several of them. I don't want to name them specifically, but I know because they call me and say, what do we do? You're growing, how can we save this thing? And some of them sustain for a couple years and then they're gone. And it sucks because you want to be able to play ball. You want to offer baseball, America's pastime, to as many kids as possible. And not all of them can afford to pay $3,000 for the lie that an 8-year-old is going to play for the pros in 12 years.
Well, that's
not something everybody can do. So we offer our community a pay-to-play league, saying our fees are going to cover the expense that it costs to make this happen, and that's it. Nobody's getting paid for this. Nobody's making any profits. There's no facility to pay for. There's no fancy uniforms to pay for. So we're going to uniform you. We're going to give you good memories, and we're going to teach you to play this sport at a high level, and that's it. And I think that needs to sustain. Unfortunately, there's a lot of community programs that are not sustaining right now.
So
Interesting.
would you not say though, like a lot of these kids that are trying to push the parents, the coaches, whatever it is, that push them to that higher level, the kids as they're getting into their teenage years are having a higher chance of injuring themselves before they even get to that opportunity.
Yeah,
So I
you hear
know
that
even
a lot.
I know even in high school, like you're limited to how many pitches the pitcher could throw.
Right.
You're limited to what you can do because they don't want to damage these kids before they get a college career, before they maybe even go to minors or pros. So, like, do you feel it's negatively affected baseball as a whole? Because I know hockey's the same way. It became like, it was like seasonal and then became this all year round. Kids are playing constantly, you're traveling, there's tournament teams, there's all kinds of stuff going on. And it's with every sport.
Right.
You know,
I'm a big proponent of multi-sport athletes. If you believe in the power of youth sports, which I do to my core, I will support basketball and soccer and hockey and tennis and golf and track and football, you name it. I'm going to support kids doing it because I love what youth sports can do for character development, physical health, building memories with families. I think it's amazing.
Yep.
I want to see more kids playing more sports, but if you want to talk about overuse and risk of injury, the statistics speak for themselves. It doesn't matter how I feel about it. The truth is the truth. There is more injury. Kids are getting burnt out. They're getting overused. A great example of this is that you've got these programs that are saying, pay us a ton of money to get all this amazing training and travel and do all these tournaments and wear all these fancy uniforms, and we're going to improve your opportunity to play at a high level for college, at a D3, D2, D1 type of a college. Everybody wants to go D1 because that's the best, or so they claim is the best. But they're saying, we're going to get you into college ball. How many baseball games do college players play in a college season?
16. I'm
32.
thinking 16.
It's a little bit more than that.
32?
On average, you're going to find a lot of college programs only play about 30 baseball games.
Okay.
Yeah. You've got 10, 11, 12-year-old kids scheduled to play 80 to 100 baseball games in a season. And you're talking a season that only lasts about 3-4 months.
Yep.
And you're talking, they don't even get to span that out over an entire week, where you're in college, you get to play every day, any time that they want to schedule it. They're playing at 2, 3, 4 o'clock on a Tuesday. You're not doing that. You're practicing, you're running all these drills, you're driving an hour or two to drop your kid off to this thing, and then you're shoving 5 games into 3 days on a weekend. And you think that 12-year-old is going to be able to handle that? When at the highest level, when you've got your grown man body that can actually handle the strain of throwing that curveball, they want you to do that 80 times in one season when the freaking college age kids are only doing it 30 to 40 on average per season.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's people are chasing the wrong thing. They're ignoring ignoring the health, they're ignoring the science, they're ignoring the professional athletes, they're ignoring all the coaches at the high level, they're ignoring the college recruiters, and they're saying, I just want to have a good time on the weekends with these families. Fine, I get it. Like, have a great time, build great memories. If you're doing that, you're never going to get judgment from me, because that's what baseball's all about, the joy of the game. But when there's everything else added on top of that, it's like, now what are we here for? And what are we risking for that? And that's why I am so passionate about what I do for Stateline Baseball, because we don't fluff it. It is what it is. It's baseball to its core, based on the community, and just making sure that you and your family build wonderful memories over the summer playing.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
No, because I know that was one of the reasons why Kyle's 23 now, but when he was playing hockey, when we were looking to start going to, instead of playing in-house, the in-house community stuff that Rockford offers, which is amazing programs. The Rockford Park District teaches the kids to skate, teaches the basics, the skills, everything. And then they go to a thing where they're going to start traveling and playing against teams from other areas.
Right.
Great. We would have, 2 games a weekend. You'd have a game on Saturday and a game on Sunday. And then you'd go to 3 tournaments a year where you would be playing for something, and then you'd go to your state tournament at the end. But Janesville was a little less pressure than that. That's why we wound up going to Janesville instead of going to Rockford.
Right.
Because Rockford was like, oh no, we're here all the time. We're going to be traveling. We have a travel team. We have this in the weekends. We're doing 15 tournaments a year, and it's like, if that's the level you want, it's there. But I didn't feel like a kid that was the smallest hockey player on the ice anyway should be out there that much.
It's a lot. Kids are getting burnt out. They're not choosing to play it at the high school level. I've been coaching and running this league for quite some time, so I've seen a lot of kids grow up and hit high school and into college. There's amazing athletes that have played through high school and said, no, I'm not going to play at the college level. And so all of those promises, all that money spent with the hopes that we're doing this to get you into college sports, and that kid just got tired of it and quit. Said, I'm done, I'm not going to play anymore. Awesome for the kid to step up and say, I don't want to do it, right? And as long as you build great memories throughout the process, there's not a ton of regret there. But again, you have to look at what are you being promised, what are you investing in, what are your hopes, and then is it all worthwhile at the end of the day? And with the kids that I've seen come up the program playing for Stateline, because keep in mind, we have travel teams.
Right.
We do it differently than others. There's other programs in the area, Josh is a part of one of them, where they actually train the kids the right way, and they care about arm health, and they do count pitches, and they manage those kids a little bit better. There's another program out of South Beloit, they play a lot of Wisconsin tournaments. I support these programs because I know the coaches understand what really matters. So the idea that they're travel teams isn't a turnoff to me, it's just that 90% of them suck at doing what actually matters.
Interesting. Never knew the politics of Little League.
There's politics in
baseball.
There's politics in every sport.
No, it's pretty interesting.
I don't think of it as politics.
Noticed.
I mean, you piss off some people when you have certain opinions on it, but my opinions are based on fact, on data, on like the idea that one of the best baseball teams that Hononegah has ever seen was made up of 70% kids that played for Stateline Baseball, and that's it.
Yep.
They only played Stateline Baseball.
And speaking of that, now, is Hononegah still in the running for something going on at the moment?
I'm not exactly sure what happened with when the next game was, but they did win their last play.
They won the last game. I think it's this weekend. It's coming up.
Yeah.
Wow,
Is the next game.
Very cool.
So we're looking for them to do a run.
Yeah, super proud of that team too, because there's a lot of young kids there.
So Ryan,
they're cool.
Not only Ryan owned RyCom Creative.
Yeah.
Not only does he run Stateline Baseball.
Yep.
He's also involved in other things. What is your?
We're not supposed to talk about those things. Some of those are legal. Sorry, Mom. No, I'm just joking.
Ryan has dedicated a lot of time, effort, and service to Stateline Chamber of Commerce as well. We all 3 of us here are a member, and on the board. And Josh, who would have been here, also is a member and on the board.
Poor Josh, who we missed.
Oh, poor Josh. But no, what if you had to pick? What is the favorite thing that you do on a daily? Like, what's your favorite thing that you're involved in?
Oh my Josh. My favorite thing to do is hang out with my kids.
Awesome.
You didn't expect that, did you?
No.
You're like, golf course. No, he doesn't tell you though. He's on the golf course with his son. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or he's at a movie with his one daughter. Or he's at a
Correct.
show with the other daughter. But he's doing something fun every time.
I love my kids. So one of the things that made me realize I needed to start my business was because I felt like I was neglecting my family. So when I started my business, I dedicated myself saying my business will never keep me away from opportunities to spend time with my kids. And I've been grateful and very blessed to continue to keep that going, despite the fact that my youngest just graduated high school. They don't leave me around. I don't get to see them all the time. They don't live with me. But yeah, my favorite thing to do is spend time with my kids.
That's a perfect answer to the perfect question. nice job.
But no, I love everything I do. There's impact on somebody, on something, and I love helping and having a positive impact. So whether that with baseball. My kid has not been involved with this league. I got started as a coach because he was playing. I got recruited to sit on the board, and I've been running it for quite some time now. Zach has not been playing in the league for some time, but I know that I have a positive impact, so I continue to help. So with work, that's the same thing. All my clients, when I'm able to see their goals come to fruition, I love seeing their marketing work, their businesses grow. It's also a personal joy of mine when I drive by and I see a big logo that's 40 foot tall, and I personally designed it and drew it. Just the other day at graduation with my daughter, I look up and at the Ice Hogs at BMO, they've got their brand new big video board, and there's this logo that I designed. And sometimes it's just those moments where you just kind of smile, you're like, I was a part of that.
And to see more Ryan's work, you go to byronbroda.com because he does my website as well.
Or homewithgeorge.com, because he also designs my website.
People would be surprised as to how many websites and business cards and logos and stuff they've seen.
But it's one of those things, like I could, and I did it before, you could go to Wix, you could do one of those other ones, GoDaddy, and you could build a website from a generic template, but then you don't get the items you want. Like I sit down with you, I go, all right, I want the logo here, I need a video here, I need these buttons to do these things.
Yeah.
And it's basically a landing page with my name. And then it sends you to the big corporate website that I get because of my real estate business, which then you can do the search engine and all that other stuff. But it's a nice face, so I'm not just the same old EXP agent with the same exact website that everybody else has. Right. You have this landing page where you get to know me first, and then go there.
It's the difference between a cookie cutter home and a custom home.
Exactly. And to be completely honest, I'll also say, and I'm not doing this because you're sitting right here, I'll tell this to anybody, he's affordable. And I mean, that's not to a detriment. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, Ryan will tell you up front what it's going to cost, and that's what it is, and it's going to work, and it's not going to break your budget for what you get and for the support you get afterwards.
Yeah, so I've learned over the years that the term affordable is relative to the person spending it, but I consider RyCom to be fair. We're not the lowest cost.
RyCom isn't just Ryan too. Ryan has a phenomenal team.
Oh no, there's a full group of marketing gurus here, just
back them up. Yeah,
getting stuff done.
And from whether it's content creation to organization to design, you name it, they can do it all.
We're just professional bullshitters.
Pretty much.
I mean, wait, what does your signature say on your email?
Everything should be made simple as possible.
Your title.
Oh, my title. So my title, and all the small business owners out there probably appreciate this. Instead of having like chief operating officer, chief marketing officer, or director of operations or something, I call myself chief everything.
Chief of everything. That's it.
Chief everything. So that's what small business owners do, man. They juggle literally everything. So it's a nod to the hard work, the never dying spirit of making it work, no matter what.
But your whole company culture is that as well, though. Like, I mean, you've had the awesome assistant before. You have everybody that works here has a different title that's like that. It's very fun. Unique and allows people to know that they do more than just
as if a marketing firm designed it.
Almost as if somebody planned.
I don't want to be stuffy and overly professional. The fact is that there's a ton of marketing agencies in this area.
I think that's what draws me so much to Ryan and RyCom is that I'm the same. Like, I am who I am. I hate the formal, uber professional, this, that. Like, that's not me.
Well, all right.
And
So
I am what I am, and I like to work with people and surround myself with people that are like me.
So if you remember the TV show Mad Men, this is the millennial version of Mad Men, basically, around here. That's all I'm gonna say. You come in here, it's the millennial version. Like, I mean, they're not in suits. I mean, how you see Ryan right now when you watch the video, that's how he comes to work every day.
I mean, I might be in a suit depending on the day, and I promise you, you come in anytime after 8:30 in the morning, and I'm offering you tequila, bourbon, scotch, a beer, a seltzer, a mimosa.
Should I get some ice? I mean, we were here 5 minutes. I'm drinking a White Claw. It's like,
exactly.
It was just because I was like, oh, do I want a beer or do I want that? I'll just grab the blackberry White Claw.
And it's because that's authentically who I am, right?
Yeah.
Like you said, like, you're unique. All my clients are unique. Everybody's needs are unique. So I don't have those standard cookie cutter approaches to the business or to my clients or to their marketing needs. It's like, you're unique. Your target audience is unique. Your service product is unique. Let's have something that works for you within your budget that actually nets you good results that you feel good about, and that, of course, RyCom can make money at as well. That's why I say fair. Today starts the Pride Month, right?
Yep.
And the cover photo on our Facebook page says, "Be proud and be yourself." I think the important part is being yourself, authentically yourself, 100%. In business and personal, as long as you're that, you're going to feel successful. For sure.
I would agree with that.
100%.
You got to be yourself 100% no matter what. And I agree. Like, so many people I see try to imitate, copy, do what the other guy's doing, and they all go, why reinvent the wheel? Just copy someone who's successful. No, that's not you. So if you're fighting against that grain, it's never gonna work. I can't be.
It may work short term, but you'll revert back to the same.
I can't be every other realtor in town, and I know for a fact none of them can be me.
Right.
So what works for me works for me. What works for them works for them, and you know, like, and trust people you want to be with.
Mm-hmm.
So not everybody's going to want to work with me. Not everybody's going to want to work with you. Give them a shot, though, please. I mean, no, seriously.
That's a good plug. Give him a shot, though,
Give him a shot. Let him look at your logo. Say it's crap. He'll fix it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Most of them are.
But well, you know, most of us just sit there. We get bombarded day after day by these people that say, "I'll make you a logo."
Yeah.
We'll send you stuff.
It's nonstop. There's a reason why I do not have a portfolio listed on my website, which is very weird in my industry, to not list a portfolio or a long list of all the clients you work for. I've got a few that you'll know that I work for, but for the most part, I don't want people to come to me because they saw that they saw a logo or a website. They're like, I want that. The fact is that you don't want what they have. You might want pieces of what they have. Right. You might want the results that they have, but you are not them. Your service is not theirs. There's got to be something unique for you. And what we offer you is not going to be that cookie cutter. It's not going to be a repeat of what we did for someone else. So it would be disingenuous for me to try to suck you in by showing you what I did for someone else. Does that make sense?
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Cool. So what do we got going on this weekend?
Well, there's a whole bunch of stuff happening.
This is a busy weekend. We're now officially past Memorial Day. We're officially in summer, and things are going to get crazy. The
biggest thing I do want to say, though, before anything else, is congratulations to 22-year-old Samantha Elliott from Freeport. She was crowned the 2023 Miss Illinois USA over the weekend.
All right.
So good luck for you, Samantha, at the Miss USA pageant representing the state of Illinois this fall in Reno, Nevada.
Awesome.
So we've got a local Freeport, that's our state line.
Absolutely.
And she's representing
the state.
Illinois, the whole state. So that's awesome. The other thing I want to say, though, is it's already going, because this airs when it airs. Harvard Milk Days, June 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. If you haven't been to Harvard Milk Days, that is a great time. So something to check out.
I also noticed that there's something, there's something going on. They're setting up, at least over where the, Speedway.
I drove by there today. I saw.
Well, there's usually a festival there. The carnival.
Yep.
We also have, if you want to go west, Lena, the town of Lena has the Taste of Lena going on June 3rd. And then,
Smorgasbord.
okay.
That's coming up. That is Stockholm Inn.
Who
It's
likes the
Smorgasbord of
smorgasbord?
music on Saturday. It's the first Saturday from 5 to 7 p.m. June 3rd.
All right.
There you go. Oh, another thing, if you don't mind, another thing on June 3rd, for all of you pure baseball fans, if you know who Nancy Faust is.
Yes.
She is
The organist.
A famous,
For the White Sox.
renowned organist for the White Sox. She will be at the Sky Carp game, and she will be playing for the entire game.
Wow.
Right there at ABC Supply Stadium for this Saturday's
Yeah.
game. Yeah, super excited about that.
That is awesome. We have the Rockford Midtown Markets going on now, from now until September 28th, 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Thursday, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Sorry, on Thursdays through September 28th. So that's
City
going
Market?
on. No, this is Rockford
I know, but we
Midtown
also-
Market.
We also have City Market.
City Market is
Friday.
every Friday night downtown. Every Wednesday night in Rockton is the River Market.
Yep.
They got live music there. Rockford City Market is on my list here. George Soul
Baseball,
Thunder.
lots of baseball this weekend in Sports Core. So if you want to avoid lots of people, don't go to Sports Core this weekend.
So today, this is airing 1 o'clock Friday. So you got till 5 o'clock today to head to downtown Rockton. Rockton has their sidewalk sale going on today until 5. And then on Saturday from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. is the big Rockton sidewalk sale right on Main Street.
And on Sunday at 3 o'clock, I am not going to divulge where to our viewers.
No.
Because we're not going to. We want to have the seating for ourselves. Because I will be there, John will be there. But this is a good mission for our listeners. If you want to try to find us, we are going to be out watching some live music on Sunday, starting at 3 o'clock. And it's somebody that we all know very well, and he is amazing. That's all I'm going to say. That's the only breadcrumbs I'm going to leave for our audience.
Okay, we got starting June 7th from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock at the Alchemy at Aldine is Wine Down Wednesdays. Relax on the patio and enjoy music by the Green. Enjoy food and wine specials. And 3 Good Men will be performing on June 7th.
Ooh, that's a good
So
one.
Trucking Tuesdays is starting next week as well, because so get that on your calendar.
Yeah.
They're going to be
Everything's
doing
coming.
Prairie Street Brewery has food trucks on Tuesday nights out in their parking lot.
Like I
So
said-
This is the time of the year, man.
Like I said last week's episode, I said, starting this weekend, if you just step foot outside, you can't not find something to do.
There's-
we need
there's
to-
It's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
So, and please leave us a message in the comments to where George can go to work on his tan. So, 'cause he's a little light compared to the rest of us.
I am.
I'm just
okay.
saying.
Hey, George, you just be authentically yourself, okay?
You just be you, George.
That's my guy.
All right. So with that, I'm going to ask you all to do the YouTube and podcasty things: like, share, subscribe. Always drop us a comment down below, and be sure to follow Reppin' the State Line on Facebook as well, and
YouTube channel, Facebook,
TikTok.
TikTok, and we
All
next
the
week,
things.
all the things.
Do it, please now. Pause. We'll pause for you so you can go do it right now.
Right.
Hit like and subscribe, and we will see you next week for our season finale.
And now we'll be going off to a Sky Carp game. I got my inaugural cap. Not sure, but it's a little hard, being a Mets fan and then being affiliated with the Miami Marlins.
Deal with it.
But they're
Imagine-
local.
They're
imagine
playing
the
each
fact
other
that
right now, the Mets and the
They've
Marlins.
got, I'm a Cubbies fan, and they have the South Bend Cubs
sorry.
come and play against
I
the Sky
know.
Carp. That is a very interesting series for me to watch.
Well, that's gonna be one. So you're gonna wear your South Bend Cubs hat, or you're gonna wear like Cubs, the W
I'm
Club.
just gonna have to come out to the game and find
Gonna wear the W Club on the
There you
bottom
go.
of the
Another
Sky
thing
Carp
for
on
our
the top.
readers to do is come out to the Iowa Cubs series and find
Iowa
out what he's
Cubs.
wearing.
South Bend.
South Bend.
Sorry. Wait, doesn't Iowa have Cubs too?
There's little Wrigley Field in Freeport.
Come to the Sky Carp.
I thought there was Iowa.
It's a good time, I promise.
George
Don't listen to this.
George
guy.
will be at Little Wrigley Field in Freeport
Freeport.
next weekend.
Yeah, anybody want
He's
to
throwing out the first pitch.
That's where I'm gonna get my tan by myself.
Oh my goodness! All right.
Thanks,
Well, with
guys.
that, do you have anything else you'd like to throw in there, Ryan, before we go?
Um,
Best way to get a hold of RyCom?
The website, social media, stop by any bar in the middle of the day, you may find me.
Speaking of bars in the middle of the day, Sunday evening, my wife and I were hitting all these parties.
Yeah.
Graduation, stopping, and we decide we're up at the Beloit, and I go, let's stop and get like a margarita and some tacos. So we stop in the truck. I walk in, I go, look who's bartending.
That's my boy.
So Zach Rydell is bartending at Trucked.
Really?
So it's great, and he makes a great margarita. I'm telling you,
Wow.
he learned well. His dad taught him well. He makes a really good margarita.
I didn't know that
he's
he's
practice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congrats
So,
to that.
we
All right.
went up there, had some tacos, had some margaritas. They had the garage doors open. It's like you're sitting outside the whole time.
Yeah. Shout out to Zach. Shout out to Abigail and to Allison. Congratulations on graduating, and looking forward to seeing what you're doing like that.
All right.
We'll see you guys next
See
week.
you all next week for our finale, and it's gonna be a big one.
Season 3
It's gonna be
finale.
the biggest finale we've ever had.
All right.
Just saying.
Okay.
Just
Y'all
saying.
heard it. I have no idea what he's talking about, but y'all heard it.
Biggest finale we ever had.
All right, take care, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
See ya.